Impact, huh? Let's talk about how these past 2 years has impacted or maybe even changed mental health. By these last 2 years, I mean since the pandemic, right? Definitely wasn't around for the flu in 1912, 1919. I forgot the year.
Flu?
Yeah, Spanish flu. But experiencing this first thing, it has to have brought up mental health to so many people.
Oh gosh, yeah.
What have you noticed? What can you say about that?
Yeah. It was rough. I mean, I guess we're a bit more out of the woods, but it was rough, like, again, like we're designed to be in connection with each other and we have to isolate from each other. I think you can probably see all over the news, like the increase in rates of anxiety, depression, domestic violence, substance use, everything, over the course of the pandemic. Over the course of the pandemic, is that better? So yeah, I think it definitely brought the conversation around mental health even more to the forefront. I was working throughout that, right? And I was living in a studio apartment, right? And I was working for an organization that shall remain nameless. And when the pandemic hit, we all had to work from home. And so my studio apartment literally had a bed and my little beanbag. Like it was good for me, right? But it wasn't necessarily the space that I was planning to be doing therapy in, for months on end until I moved. And so I had to catty corner this beanbag against the wall with my, with my certifications to make it look like I had an office space. And so I'm holding space for people, right? Or trying to hold space for people the best I can while in the midst of, or the context of, a global pandemic, right? So I'm cut off from a lot of my own resources, like dance classes that I would be going to, or other communities.
So the connection and community part was cut off.
The connection and community part was cut off, right? And not only that, like, but part of my community was how I practice dance, which is a huge part of what keeps me sane.
So not only the community, but the community was also tied to your practice.
Exactly, which is what was really difficult. It did. They started having classes outdoors and things like that, which I think was really, really great. And I mean, the added benefit of like the sun while you're dancing to this is great. But yeah, it was hard initially, and we did the best we could. With like.
Did you find that either an increase in volume or new types of clients showed up because maybe they never had to experience, or they never had to ponder about mental health before, but now it's like social isolation for such a long time. Now they're, I guess, turned on to it.
Yeah. I mean, where I was working at the time, and I think this was also because everything was virtual, that we were just getting more people who were seeking services, but also the people who were already in services started showing up more to their appointments. Also because they didn't have to leave, they couldn't leave the comfort of their own homes. And so I think also with the advent of, the use of technology to facilitate therapy, there's been a lot more people, using the services too. So I think the pandemic hugely shifted the conversation around mental health. And it's going to be interesting to see too, how it continues to unfold and the impact that this has had on us, as the pandemic kind of comes to a close, what the long-term effects of the pandemic has been on our mental health. So,
yeah, would you say that the pandemic brought in more people who needed mental health, but did it also increase the amount of people who are lifelong practitioners now, because now they see the importance of it, right? And now they're going to make it a part of like their daily.
I could see that being both. I could definitely see that being.
Well, one of the things I really admire was seeing certain communities really come together and adapt, and make the most of the situation.
Exactly.
Whether it's like teachers trying to teach online, but they were still trying to like find a way to reach out and offer their services with everything that's going on. And I think that was really wonderful to see.
Yeah, demonstrating our resilience as humans. Yeah, well, we made it out of other things, and I mean, like we, despite this being a horrible situation, like where we were technologically, I think made it a lot easier for us to navigate if we didn't have a lot of the resources that we have now. So yeah, so we definitely demonstrated resilience. Yeah.